All right, everybody, sorry about the delay there. I had some issues with my phone getting the live set up. We are here. We're going to make it happen. So today we're doing the third live stream with Brick Monarch. Thank you for joining. We got a couple people popping on here. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Forestmen. Hang on one second. We got Brick Monarch popping on here. All right. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. All right. It's so good to see all you guys. I'm really happy you're on here. Hello, Brick Monarch. Sorry about the delay. My camera wouldn't turn on. We're no golden. We're on. We're in. We're doing it. All right. Welcome, welcome. Again, we got people joining in. Thank you so much. And let's just get into it. Forestmen. That's what we're talking about. Talking about them today. So, yeah. 1987 to 1990. What was that?
The first one, 1987.
Yeah, which, let's just talk about that one real quick. The Camouflage Outpost, right?
Yep.
I mean, man, here's the fun thing. You might already know this, but I actually found this out because I never really inspected it. It doesn't have the stag shields.
No.
Which is like really cool, but kind of different because they didn't even have an emblem for them at the time.
It was also one of the first sets that introduced the chests in brown.
Oh, like the treasure chests?
Yeah, the previous one, there was an armored cart, like a little cart, and it had the gray one, remember?
Black Falcon, or is it Black Falcon?
I think it was Falcon. Yeah, it was Falcons. Yeah.
Little armored cart or something like that. Yeah, little arms. It was like a weapon cart, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first one of the introductions of the brown chests, then.
Yeah.
That's cool. That is cool. I did not know that either. So yeah, I mean, Camouflage Outpost starting out strong with all its own facts.
Yeah, that was actually one of my that was my first Forestman set.
Okay, let me think here. Was it
in 87?
Oh, in 87.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't get it in 87. I didn't get none of that. I was
that in the armor shop was my first two castle Lego sets.
Awesome, dude. Those are solid. Those are some of the best sets there are, in my opinion. Yeah.
That was my dad turned the page for me on that day.
Nice. And that changed your life, man.
Yeah, like, it did kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Lego Castle changes people's lives.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got it right here.
The Camouflage Outpost?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. I mean, this is what we're doing. We're talking Lego Castle, so I want to see it. And you updated this one.
Yeah.
This one's updated with not only the light blue gray, but your own stone sticker patterns, and you did the hinges, the hatch area.
Yeah, I changed out the hinge piece to the new one
because it matches. Because they don't have them in. Yeah, there it is, man. I love it. You know, we're just talking here, and I didn't even check the comments. A bunch of people joined. Thanks so much, guys. A bunch of waves. Hello. Thank you. Really enjoy on here. Not too many comments. Dating yourself there. Well, we're oldish. I mean, come on, like we're into Lego, classic Lego Castle. You got to be a certain age to really start appreciating that stuff. So,
right.
Hello, hi, Brick System 77. Welcome to the I want to say welcome to the podcast because I mean at this point that's almost what it is, right?
Kind of, yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, let's talk a couple more facts about Forestmen. Just stuff that we all kind of know, but it's fun to talk about. Forestmen's River Fortress had the only appearance of a guest faction, which we talked about last episode about the little Crusader, and we had some dubious thoughts about what he was up to.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I always thought that the Forestmen were based on Robin Hood, which they are.
What else would they be?
Right. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But that being said, I never thought that they necessarily had a figure that represented Robin Hood. But I just watched one of the old TV ads where they yell, Robin Hood, get to the catapult. And so I'm like, Okay, so he's in here.
One of the super classic commercials back when kids watched commercials during
Right.
cartoons.
Right, exactly. And so that was like, up again, like, I mean, I'm around all this stuff, but it's just in my head. I'm like, there's no specific face for Robin Hood or anything like that because they're all the smile faces from back in the day. And so it never really occurred to me that one of them was representing Robin Hood. And I thought that was really cool. And that according to the internet, it's the red one. So
that's what I always thought.
Yeah,
the red one.
It's very classic.
Yeah, it is. It is. I like that one. You know, I kind of messed around with the idea that the one with the little pouch and just like the tide, you know, like the peasant minifig.
Yep.
I always kind of thought that kind of was like Robin Hood because he was always carrying the pouch, right?
Right.
But
well, and like
the red one was like the go-to.
Yeah, I think that it's the most like iconic looking one. But if you go with your lore, the red one could be Will Scarlet, you know, right? And then Little John could be the one with I don't know the black little I don't
the most expensive Woodsman.
The most expensive, for real, right? Okay, hang on. We got some cool questions that are related to what we're talking about. A-fold, right? Yeah, that's us. That's where we're at. 37. We got someone in here, 37 years old. Welcome to the clan. Let's see here. I'm right there with you. A whole collection from the early 90s. Yeah, exactly. Right. We're all remembering these old ones. New 3-in-1 castle. Let's go. Yep. It looks like it's Falcons, like we were talking about earlier. We'll get into that maybe a little later. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a good question, and I want you to, let me know what you think about this. What about 1971 Smuggler's Hayride? Is the peasant not a guest faction? I want to hear what you have to say because I got some thoughts on that myself. What do you think, Andrew?
The Smuggler's Hayride?
Yeah, because we're talking about guest appearances from other factions.
Well, I mean, I wasn't really I don't know. He wasn't really a faction. He was a peasant. He didn't belong anywhere. So he was a neutral guy that they just like, hey, we need an extra minifig in this set. And then tossed one in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Made several appearances.
He is. Well, I would like to say that it's not the same guy. That's just a peasant. And each time they show up, it's maybe a different peasant. That's kind of how I like.
One's got blue pants. One's got gray pants. One's got a black hood.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. I would say peasants were not a faction, although I have seen them considered to be a faction in some people's different things. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to get into this because this is one of my favorite Forestmen sets of all time.
Yeah.
There he is, the peasant. What is that? Smuggler's Hayride.
Smuggler's Hayride.
Which is honestly fantastic because it goes back to the iconic lore of like a peasant rolling into the castle with a woodsman hiding in the stack of hay.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really great. So yeah, that's where I would say back to the peasant. It's an appearance of a minifigure that's not a Forestman, but it's not a faction. There wasn't a peasant faction. I wish there was, but there wasn't. So I'm gonna stick with that one. But I mean, we can do whatever we want. It's Lego, so we can make our own peasant factions. Do you think they will release a new Forestman set for the Lego Anniversary by Brick System 77? If Castle even wins the vote, it's possible.
Maybe.
That's about as far as we can go with that because there's no way for sure to know. And there's a couple other up there at the top 4 that they could go with. So, all right. So yeah, we got let's see. What were we talking about? Crusaders Cart. Yeah, I was curious why you think that was called a Crusaders Cart when it was a Forestman set. You got any thoughts on that one?
I mean, I think that was just one of the designer creative guys was like, well, we need a name for this.
Right.
And it doesn't make any sense, but it works on the box.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't make anything. It is nowhere relevant to anything at all, like the rest of them.
Right.
Even Smuggler's Hayride is kind of, but that kind of sets the tone, like you said. A peasant driving a Forestman in and hay bales. Yeah. Run it right into the, king's castle and
yeah,
attack.
to rescue one of the woodsmen or the forestmen who's about to be hung by the sheriff.
Yeah, yeah. But the
How it
Crusaders
goes.
Cart, and you know what's funny too is the Crusaders Cart was released twice that year.
Yep.
One with 3 minifigs and one with 2.
Yes, which if you're considering the canon, the official Lego canon, as the red one being Robin Hood, the second release got rid of Robin Hood for some reason.
I know. That was this guy. It's this guy right here.
Yeah, bring it up here because actually someone's asking which one, the Lego Den, I think he was asking. It could be what we're talking about here.
The red was the extra minifig in the Crusaders Cart 1680. And then the Crusaders Cart was re-released without the red, and it was part 1877.
So
there's 2 variations to that set.
Right, and so and that's called the Crusaders Cart, but it is a Forestman's Lego set.
Technically, yeah, it's in the Forestman's list. Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you look, it pops up as a Forestman set because it only has Forestman figs. Now, I could give it a pass if you go with some of the lore from some of those old TV shows and movies, especially like the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, where they were in the Holy Land, and some of Robin Hood's men fought in the Crusades.
Maybe.
Right? But at the same time, you have the Crusaders hunting down the Forestmen later in England. So it's a little, right? You got the dungeon hunters going after the Forestmen. So it's a little tricky for you to justify a Crusader cart and then have them being hunted by the Crusaders.
It's funny that you actually referenced that because obviously when that movie came out, what was that? Released in like 92 or something like that?
Yeah, it was
that
really
movie?
nice, I think. Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Like, obviously I watched that 2,000 times.
Right.
I mean, I knew every line in that by heart when I was like 15, 12, 13, 14 years old, right?
Yeah.
And I suppose it would relate to that because technically Robin Hood wasn't Robin of Locksley, but Robin Longstride did fight in the Crusades.
In that movie?
No, in history.
In history. Okay. Right, I was like,
yeah.
So, for real life, man.
For real life, Robin Longstride fought in the Crusades.
Yeah, well, and I honestly, in almost any books, because I've read probably 2 or 3 books about Robin Hood written by different authors, and they all talk about his merry men, were fighting for the king in the Holy Land, and then they came back, and that's when they got persecuted by the sheriff. And I don't care much for the Russell Crowe Robin Hood movie, but that shows that in that movie too. They come back from the big crusade battles and they're getting hunted down by the usurpers, right? So that's cool. I mean, so you can kind of justify the Crusader cart then, I guess.
Yeah.
Fourth World Daman. I think that's the name. Sorry if I mess them up. Like I said, it gives me anxiety reading people's names on here because I don't know. But the castle, if Castle wins, it's a possibility they'll throw in a Forestman with the set itself. I mean, it's a possibility they do a gigantic, awesome Forestman reboot. One big set if they win, like the vote. Like, we don't know. I would love to see at least a nod to a Forestman if the Castle faction wins the popular vote. I think both the peasants and the Forestmen as belonging to the Crusader Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, they came out around the same time, so they're in the Crusaders Kingdom for sure. They're all kind of part of the subjects of the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Then, right.
Brick System 77. That's a good point. That's an interesting fact.
Because you could almost then say they're all part of the Crusaders faction, and then the peasants, technically not a faction, but the Forestmen as a sub-theme, which is what a lot of people call them. So
yeah,
of Crusaders, I guess. It's just so distinctly different that it doesn't even register that they would be in the same, faction. But they're all displayed in all the all the advertising as fighting each other and all in the same area of the kingdom. Yes, aren't there two Crusaders carts? That's the Lego Den. We just popped those up for you and talked about those ones a little bit. So that, yes, it's true. There were two of them. One of them's missing Robin Hood. Why would they release it twice? That's a good question. It could be a lot of reasons. Do you have any input on that?
I don't.
Yeah.
I could not find any information as to why they would re-release that set with only missing the one minifig.
And what was re-released in Classic Castle, like the Legoland Yellow Castle time? You said there was another set that was re-released. What was it? The Yellow Castle itself? I thought there was a set we were talking about that got re-released. Can't remember though.
Well, all of the original classics were released in Europe like 3 years before, 3 years before they were released in the U.S.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's what
the reference was.
Well, and here's the thing: they've done this multiple times. The treasure cart from the Crusaders, I think, had at least one or two re-releases. That's just not the treasure cart, the little tiny one with the guy carrying the treasure around. And then,
that one was released 2 or 3 times. Yeah,
at least, yeah.
That was the Lion Knights.
Yes, the Lion Knights, yeah, and then Fright Nights. Everybody's favorite theme. I was getting a lot of people hating on Fright Nights when I posted that Fright Night post. But they had the Trader Transport released twice, but I think one of them came with the big plastic rock, and then one of them didn't.
Yeah, I did. That plastic rock was a joke.
I have one. I have one sitting in the box over there.
You would.
You know what? I have some bad stuff, okay? I am drawn to some of the terrible things Lego has done just as like this weird novelty thing. So it's bad. Yeah, I've got some weird Lego stuff hiding around.
Yeah.
We got a ton of engagement from the people watching, which is really cool. And I'm totally fine with just talking more about what they're saying because this is really great. My outpost is all faded, gray bricks, scored doubles on the crossing. Need more green bandanas. But yeah, the green bandanas for the Forest Woman are hard to find. Built River Fortress with the parts. Very cool. That is a fantastic score.
Speaking of that set right there, the Forest Crossing, everybody loves this set right here.
Yes.
Everybody loves this one.
Yeah, that one has so much stuff going on with it. So much. Yeah. It's in my...
I love these little doors.
The doors, I mean, obviously...
Those are my favorite.
Yeah. The doors are so cool. And I love the door on the Camouflage Outpost as well because it's just really cool. And it
so interesting fact on Bricklink is this is the 3rd most expensive Forestmen if you include the Dark Forest 1 and 2.
Okay.
So like the Dark Forestmen 1 and 2 are like most expensive, and then this comes in 3rd place.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Most expensive, Forestmen figures.
For this theme.
Yeah.
She's the one.
Yeah. 100%. I got 2 of her out there, but the reason I have the second one is because I bought the collectible minifig pack from.
I got a couple of them. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a few. Yeah. The Forestman's River Crossing or Forestman's Crossing, I guess.
Yeah, that's Forestman's Crossing. Yeah.
That one has so much good stuff on it. The base plate, like you just pointed out, only set to come with that base plate. And then, obviously the only Forest Woman in the whole theme. So, I mean, that's huge. That's huge. And a very rare figure, like you pointed out. Extremely hard to find and expensive.
Very.
It says, this is how we say it in France, because of the mistake with the hood and the wood. I'm not going to try and say Robin Hood in French because that's just not what I'm going to do. That's too difficult for me. And I don't want people to hate on me too much. Brick System 77 says if they released a new castle set, they will put Forestmen in it for sure. Well, if you have information that we don't, then I hope that's true, and that would be fantastic because I would love to see that. There's actual... I was the actual set. They filmed the last Robin Hood. Oh, he was on the set where they filmed the last Robin Hood in... Duboranvonk. I can't even pronounce that. That's cool.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Being on movie sets is really cool. I've been around a little bit, but like, that's awesome, man. It's a really cool movie set to be around and be a part of for sure. Wearing my Forestmen shirt right now. One of my favorite themes. Right on. I hope you got that from the Brick Monarch shop, not some crazy other place. Because those Forestmen shirts from the Brick Monarch shop are clean.
Very.
King Tourney was not released, but the Guard, but in re-released. So the Knights Tournament or the King's Tournament from the old Lego system or Lego Land theme was not released, re-released. I suppose. So the Black Falcon one, guarded in. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. They're wrong. Fright Nights was pretty neat. Thank you. I like Fright Nights. Get out of here, you haters. We're Forestmen and Wolfpack friends. Well, that's a great question. Let's jump into this thing about the Forestmen and Wolfpack because they weren't even in the same years. Forestmen actually ended 2 years before we saw Wolfpack come out, which I had no idea. I thought there was some crossover. Yeah. So, though they would not have been friends, there's some.
Hold on.
Here we go. Let's get the lore.
If my history is correct,
okay,
there was, I believe it was 1992. I think it might be 93. The catalog that used to come in all the Lego sets when we introduced the Dungeon Master's Castle Black Knights, and you opened up that spread.
Yeah.
It showed the Dungeon Master's Castle on the right, bunch of guys chasing down the Wolfpack Renegade over a bridge to the Wolfpack Tower, and then off in the distance was the river, was the Forestmen's River Fortress.
Okay. So they must have still been currently available in those last couple years.
They were. So they threw them into the mix. So that, again, leading back to what we were talking about last time, where Lego was showing some story in the catalog. Yeah. I always thought that they would kind of hang out. The Wolfpack was just like, if I want it, I'm going to take it. And the Forestmen were like, well, we'll take it if we need it.
Sure. No, I mean? Okay. Yeah. So I'm happy you clarified that, because when I was reading some stuff about it, I was like, oh, they were 2 years apart. But there obviously would have been, when the last Forestmen sets were released and the first Wolfpack sets were released, there's probably going to be crossover. Yeah. And you're right.
See, in that catalog too, it had that little banner that dropped down and it showed the Forestmen, the Wolfpack.
You're right.
The Black Knights. You know what I'm saying?
You're totally right. Yeah, and I totally blanked on that, and that's 100% correct.
That's okay. So, I've got a few years on you, so I might know a little bit more, maybe.
That's fair.
I got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, no. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So that being said, I like what you got there, and I like those thoughts about maybe that they're a little bit more cutthroat of a faction. I in my, I guess, own lore about this, I like to think that they may have been with the Forestmen and they broke off in their own faction later because the Forestmen maybe had some disagreements. Not that they fought each other, but like they're like, we'll go our separate ways. We're gonna be the merry men of the forest. You guys can go do your thieving stuff, and you're a little more like. And
that could be accurate, because the technical Lego description for the Forestmen was a merry band of men.
Who likes food and good drink or something like that.
Yeah, so like, if you can imagine the Forestmen, right? They're sitting in the woods, drinking their drink, right? Yeah. And eating all the time.
Yeah.
And the Wolfpack could have broken off from them and said, you know what? We're going to take everything that we want, because for the next 6 years, the Wolfpack made an appearance in almost all the castles. Like the Wolfpack was in the Dungeon Masters, Fire Breathing Fortress, many places. Like they were going after every faction. Like, where's the chest, dude? Yeah.
I feel like the Crusaders and the Forestmen might have at some point come to a little bit of you stay in the forest, we'll stay in our castles. But the Wolfpack, I feel like, had ambition. They had goals.
They did.
And they're like, we're going out. We're going to mess with everybody. We don't care what castle we're going into.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to screw around with everybody.
Yeah,
and they did.
They were in all of them. Who was the prisoner? Who was the prisoner in the Royal Knight's castle? Was there a prisoner in that?
If there was, I would probably have to say it was the Wolfpack, but I don't know that there was. I don't know.
Maybe there wasn't one.
But there was like Dark Forest prisoners in the Fright Night sets, as well as Royal Knights prisoners in the Fright Nights sets. And, you know, if you want to take the lore even farther or make up our own stuff, I would say maybe the Wolfpack eventually became the Dark Foresters. Kind of went back to some of that maybe, and took back the Stag Shields. Maybe as like a, hey, we're too notorious as the Wolfpack.
I do like that. And two, when the Dark Forest was released, I was like, the Wolfpack joined the Forestmen, and this is what they are now.
Yeah, because there's more. It's a darker theme. There's more, but they have some of the heads from the Wolfpack, I believe, on some of them, and like the hoods and stuff. Yeah, you get some Wolfpack vibes from Dark Forest as well as the original Forest.
And the guy that had the red around his thing, he ripped that off and grew a mustache and took his sleeves off. He was like, "All right, guys, let's do this."
Exactly. No, yeah. Which I always considered him when they re-released. Not re-released, when they did Dark Forest as Robin Hood, and I think they even called him like Rob N. Hood as like some silly little play on words. But yeah, the guy with the handlebar mustache and little goatee. Yeah, that guy. That
was the red guy.
Yes. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that was the red guy.
Was it the red guy?
Yeah, I'm saying it was the red guy.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Got it. Yeah. No,
the red guy was most relevant.
I'm tracking.
He got a little too boozy, I think. Ripped his sleeves off, grew a mustache, and said, "All right, you guys can come back. We're the Dark Forestmen now."
I like it. There you go. That's the official Brick Monarch Brick Stop combined lore on that. Okay, that's canon.
And this was after the Wolfpack had sacked and stolen treasure from everybody. They brought it back to the Merry Men, and they were like, "Look what we did."
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? Let's do that.
They finally convinced them to join up.
Yeah. We're back. And then you see the Dark Forestmen stealing the greatsword from the king of the Royal Knight's castle later on. You know, they're like swinging the vines.
To carry on in the tradition of the Wolfpack by jumping around in everybody's stuff, you see them in the Fright Nights messing around with them again.
Yeah.
I love it. He's someone. Let's see. Brick System 77. Show us your weird Lego stuff. You know what? I don't even know if I have any around here. I'm gonna hold off on that.
I got some weird Lego stuff.
Okay, you bring a weird Lego thing. I'll check a couple of these comments out. Crazy. The set. I'm assuming the Riverman's Crossing sold for $1,300 sealed. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really.
Look at these terrible.
Are those Bionicle base plates? Is that what those are from? Bionicle?
I'm not sure.
I think they are. Because do you remember?
I got these in a tub. I bought I buy bins at garage sales and stuff like that. Sure. And they came in it, and I was like, I gotta look this up and make sure it's Lego, because if it's not, it goes right in the trash.
Right.
And I was like, well, it's got the Lego name on it, so I'll keep them in a bag in the corner.
Sure. Yeah, I always felt like I would be able to use those for something fun, but I don't know. I might have one, and I never have really been able to employ it. But I'm pretty sure those came from the minifig scale Bionicle castles, which were something else. I'm so happy to have that one, such a classic. But the river base plate. I hope you don't have the river base plate. I hope you do. That'd be great. It is a classic set. I'm glad you have it as well. It's one of the best. I got it actually it was several years ago, but I wish I had gotten that one. Still on my wish list. Man, I've got plenty of sets that are still on my wish list as well.
What's your favorite set in the Forestman theme, Jason?
Oh, it's the Smuggler's Hayride. I love that set so much. I don't know why, because it's just got one Forestman in it. But then it's followed closely by the Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'll preface it with this, because then I'll ask you what yours is. But what I would say is, that being said, just because those are my favorite sets doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best Forestman set. And I would almost have to say the best Forestman set is still the Camouflage Outpost. it's so good, and it came with
Yeah.
so many figures. Like,
Yeah, it did.
just all
6.
around solid set. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it had the most Forestmen in one set. The Forestman's Crossing came with 5. The River Fortress came with 5.
Yeah, you'd think the River Fortress would have came with like 10, but whatever. It's a big set.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty big set.
Well, yeah, I have it back there, actually, up on the shelf, but behind my head. There it is. Right?
Yeah.
Sort of. You can kind of see it
Here,
there.
I can slide it out.
Yeah, pull it out. Show us that terrifying water prison pit in the back.
Oh, yeah, I told you. That's where I keep that guy.
Super messed up. Yeah.
That's where I keep that guy.
Dump him right into the stream. There's like not even like a... They didn't even put like a plate down there to like make it like a little stone area. They're just like, dump you in the water hole.
I know. And with as old as this set is, that guy has been standing in the water for like decades. He's got gout, all kinds of health problems.
He's probably a zombie at this point.
Yeah.
Just like a water zombie coming
he's
out of it.
up, dude.
Yeah, the base plate on Lego Creator, yeah, with the 8. I remember you from last time. Welcome, welcome. Lego Creator. My base plate lost the white paint where the build goes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a huge loss personally, because you can use the base plate now more effectively if you wanted to use it for something else. But
yeah, I agree. I wish mine didn't have it. And I got 2 of them. I got 2 of those base plates with really nice white dots on them.
Okay.
Very annoying.
Yeah. We have a little delay on the commentary. I'm not sure which one of us, but I mean, there's very little we can do to fix that unless we start over, which maybe if it gets bad, let us know and we can maybe reboot the live. But yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Hopefully it gets better. Let us know. Forestmen, good guys. Wolfpack, bad guys. A little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. Robbie Duck 12, welcome back. Always enjoy your input. Yeah, sort of. I mean, I like both factions so much. So they may be the bad guys, but there's some great Lego sets, and I have more affinity with them than the Crusaders probably.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too about the Wolfpack is like when those things first came out, the first thing that I noticed obviously was the wolf shield. The second thing I noticed was like these guys are brown.
Yeah, that was new stuff. Yeah,
that was like the ticket for them. Was like, dude, they're wearing brown. They got brown hoods. They got, and before that it was black.
Yeah,
they're all black.
Brown was a hard color to find up until that time. Actually, that's why I was talking about different things, and brown wasn't really produced. That's why we have all the black Forestmen trees. Personally, I think I like that in the sense that it makes it kind of feel like a dark forest, like the dark Sherwood foresty feel. But part of the reason why they did that was they produced so much of black parts that they just made all the trees black too. We didn't.
Yeah, I think to build a dark forest with some sophistication would be to use black, brown elements, and the dark brown.
Yeah, you
could mix them and build these like super, like almost like you would see the trees like in Mirkwood.
Yeah,
like Lord of the Rings.
Speaking of one second, speaking of Mirkwood and Lord of the Rings, once we're all done with classic castle factions, we're hitting those ones too, and I'm super excited about it. So you guys got to keep listening, keep joining up, because we're going to go into Lord of the Rings Lego, we're going to go into the Hobbit Lego, and then we got a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, we can talk about Lego forever, but I'm really excited about those too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
those are fun.
So did you want to continue on about updating the Forestmen at all, or?
I mean, no. I was just saying. I think you could build. You could. I mean, creatively, it could take some time playing around with color combinations and whatnot, and placement of pieces. But black, dark, brown, and brown, you could build a pretty badass dark forest. I think.
I think you could see some really nice stuff come out of that with some of the new.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a couple of hundred of these coming. The black.
The old black branches.
Yeah, I'm messing around. I'm messing around with some ideas.
Cool. Oh, well, we'll stay tuned for all of that because we love to see what you're up to, and I'm also super excited about all of that. So, yeah. Let's see. A couple more comments. I love the Fright Nights, too. Also can't help buddy up to the Wolfpack and the Forestmen. Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing. it's just there's too much nostalgia around not just the Lego, but the idea of Robin Hood and like all of those things. So it's just very easy for people to really fall in love with those things.
Yeah.
Sets that are representing those things. Imagine battle pack type sets for castle minifigures. Who would you guys be army builders if those types of sets existed? That's a cool question. Let's talk about that for a second.
What was the question?
So if they did battle packs like they do for some Ninjago things and stuff, what faction would you army build besides all of them? Which one would you decide to want to buy several battle packs for and really stock up on?
Are we talking about the battle packs that come with like the little spinners and all that crazy stuff?
We're just talking about like you buy for like $15, you get 4 to 5 minifigs and like a little tiny build with it, and you can just buy a bunch of those smaller sets and get a ton of the same figures. And I believe he's talking about any faction of all time.
Oh man.
That's
I don't know.
Good question.
That's a tough question.
Or not a loaded question. Yeah,
I mean, because to be honest with you, I do that on Bricklink at least once a week.
Right. I mean,
what I'm saying? So,
fair,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
So,
an official set. It doesn't need to be an official set. You know what I mean? Like,
just grab the figures. Yeah.
You know, whatever whatever the flavor of the week is, that's what I'm buying.
Sure. No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I'm always trying to find any of them. But yeah, to see a battle pack of any of those old factions, which they kind of did with the little knights packs and things like that, but just of like 5 or 6 falcons or 5 or 6 forestmen, I'd go for all of them. I would just grab piles of them. Yeah.
So speaking of, jumping from that to back to what we wanted to reference, the new talk about the 3-in-1 castle.
Yes.
That is falcons.
Yes.
Okay. Supposed to come with 2 falcon guys, a peasant, a dragon, some built chickens.
Here's the problem, though. I'm gonna assume that dragon's built.
It might be.
Because it's creative.
It might be.
So.
However, with it only being $100, right? I'm gonna buy 3 of them, so I can build all 3 and have the 6 more Black Falcon guys, right? Yeah. The new one. Then I'll have 10 because I got 2 of the blacksmith shop already.
Nice.
Of course, one's still in the box, but I've got 1 out.
So you'll already start collecting those 3rd generation Black Falcons.
Yeah, I'll have 10 once that releases. Yeah, so I mean that's kind of cool.
You'll start your battle. You'll basically be doing your own army building with the new guys. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean I would love to do that as well. I will definitely try to get at least obviously one of them. I kind of wanted a couple of the pirate ship ones too. I just got 1, but those builds were really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the castle one. I really am. I hope that peasant is not a recycled figure though, from one of those newer sets. Because
like from like the medieval village,
like from Pirates Bay, like they did with the forest woman from the blacksmith shop. And I don't know who they would make the peasant from, but you know, you never know. You never know. I would love to see a new peasant. It's the green torso girl, her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know, I can't complain too much about it. I've got my own reasons why I'm not super happy about it, mainly because that was a perfect excuse for them to remake the forest woman from The Crossing and put her in the blacksmith shop, and instead they did.
Let me ask you this. Did that 3-in-1 pirate set, did that 3-in-1 pirate set come with minifigs from Barracuda Bay?
It came with... Here, I'll show you. It did come with unique figures. I think this torso from Barracuda Bay. That might be one of the mustache guys.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Here's the one that wasn't from Barracuda Bay. And this is why I feel like that pirate ship is great. It's the Blue Captain.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So he's completely unique, as far as I know, to the creator ship. And then there was another guy, and I think he was maybe from Barracuda Bay. I think he fell back there. But, yeah, so I think the 2 were just basic pirate guys, nothing super special. And then the captain was the kind of unique one.
Well, I was just thinking maybe that might give us a little bit of insight to, you know,
how they do things.
what may become as the peasant, and, you know, maybe we'll get a new print.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the
because Yeah, actually, that's a good point because we already have the 2 Falcon guys. So if those are the same, then maybe we will get a brand new print for the.
Oh yeah, I'll
Peasant.
be damned.
Yeah, it's the same.
That is the same.
It is exactly.
This chick from the blacksmith shop right here is the same from
Yeah, yeah,
Barracuda Bay.
totally. That's why I was a little disappointed because I'm like, you could have made the Forest Woman reprint from the Crossing set and put her in there instead. But production, I get it. I get it. They do their things. I was talking to somebody, and apparently the designer liked that green torso so much from Pirates Bay. One of the people involved with designing the blacksmith shop, he wanted it not to be an exclusive to Pirates Bay and be available on another set, so they put it in there. Which I'm like, well, here's what you do. You just fix that by reintroducing all the pirate sets and put her on a couple of them. Then we have a whole pirate theme.
Yeah. They're on my list.
Okay, we are so far behind the comments. We're not going to be able to catch up, which is a bummer because there's so much good stuff in here.
Yeah, I know. I'm not on a 10-minute delay of seeing them like you are. I don't think I'm seeing them live as they're coming in.
Well, I'm seeing them live too. I'm just scrolling back up because originally I was trying to catch them, and so now I'm way far back. But
well, I apologize. We can't get to everybody's comments. I mean, I would like to.
Yeah.
But if if everybody's just gonna join, then let's just have 50 people get in our live, and we'll just all have a good time, right?
We'll make our own digital brick convention.
There you go.
Oh man, yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, let me just get down to where. Oh man, there's so much compared to the Forestmen, Wolfpack, Black Knights piecing together Dark Forest. So they're building some of those sets. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just posted that Dark Forest Fortress on my Instagram. I built it last week, and I've already done taking it apart.
Nice. Oh, could you build them and then photograph them and then put them back in the box or whatever, right? Yeah, I mean it's room really. It's just an issue with room a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean once I have my own warehouse, I'll just put a bunch of display cases up, and it'll be like the Lego at my house.
That would be awesome.
See all the sets.
I wanted to say, Danish space program joined. So happy to see you. That's awesome. So I realized it's not waving. There's no cool detection where you wave. You just push the little hand next to their name and it waves back at them. So I'm learning things. Here we are. Let's see. I was really disappointed with the Huntress torso. I hope the 3-in-1 castle has an authentic villager torso. Yeah, or at least a reprint of the old one. That'd be lovely to see.
Yeah, a new variation of this would be great.
Yes. Yeah, that guy. Where's my guy? I don't have him. I had one lying around. Oh, I just have just the torso. nothing. Yeah. There's your pile. Yeah, I saw that. I think you sent me a picture of that. You're like, haha, I'm building the Gray Forestmen, or the Woodsman, which we like to call them. Oh, I want to say hi, Heather's Bricks. I don't know if she's still here. And then Super Lego Dad joined. Welcome. I mean, those are some big accounts that we really love interacting with on a pretty much a daily basis. So
yeah, those are some of my favorite people. They like all my stuff too.
Yeah, I know. And they comment and they're like actually engaging, and it's really fun to see that. So I'm not gonna probably try to hit too many more of the comments that are far back. I have the River Fortress. Yes. Looking forward to it. Yes. That's good stuff. Smuggler's Hayride is cute. I love it too. I'm a sucker for any kind of wagon or cart. Yeah, those are great things. I love the, like I said. So what's your favorite Forestman set? Going all the way back to like 20 minutes before, what's your favorite Forestman Lego set, Andrew?
Well, probably the crossing and the hideout. And I guess the hideout is one of the ones that I didn't show. I have it right here. This guy.
Absolutely. What a great set. It's a little different than the other ones. Is it the only Forestman set to have a blue roof, or is there one on the river crossing?
No.
The only one.
Only blue roof.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great set. I found it to be a little empty inside from the original one, so you'd kind of have to fill it with some of your own stuff, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's a little for the time when it released, it was a great set.
Well, and yeah, not to say anything against it. it's because it's a great design. The outside looks fantastic, and it works so well when you put them all together, and it's just poking up with everything else. It looks fantastic. It just, yeah, it would be nice to see some more stuff inside of it, which is what's great about Lego. You just fill it up with whatever you want. Like that's the thing about Lego, right? Yeah. So favorite set. You own them all. You own the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and I think earlier I was talking to you, and I said I was missing the Crusader Cart. Any version. I don't have either one. I mean, I might have the parts somewhere hiding, but like I don't officially have the Crusaders Cart.
Yeah, I mean the only part in there that's kind of rare-ish is the gray shield, the round gray shield.
Didn't the Falcons have a few of those, and even
I think so. Yeah, and
Crusaders as well.
And the twin arm launcher for the Lion Knights had them in there as well.
Yeah, so yeah, they're a little tricky to find, but I think I have a little handful of them from some of those sets as well.
Yeah.
But that's a good. I love that shield because it's so versatile. You can pop it on anything and work really well for any classic faction almost. Yeah. What do we got? Forestmen need deer, maybe foxes. Well, why don't you tell them what you did? Right? You added the stags.
Yeah,
right?
I did. Yeah. I did do that. Why aren't they looking at my Instagram account? Yeah, I don't understand.
Get on over to Brick Monarch's Instagram account. He's got a whole awesome little setup with the Forestmen, and a couple of them are riding the stags from the which one was that? The Elf's Workshop?
Yeah, the Elf's Workshop.
Yeah.
I haven't even opened that set either, by the way.
Oh, you just bought the stags off of Bricklink?
Yeah, I bought a bunch of stags off of Bricklink.
But you have the set.
Yeah, I've got the set.
Yeah. I'm just waving at people.
I'm probably going to build it next Christmas.
Yeah, I'm always a couple behind on those, and then I forget where I put the rest of them, and I never get the whole display set up. I'm always bummed.
I know. I've got I mean, legitimately, I'm gonna set a $2,000 budget to get like as many of the winter sets that I can before Christmas next year.
Just go hand them all.
Yeah, I want them all together.
Yeah, I have them all up until the most recent one because I got the very first one when it first came out, and I was like, "This is cool."
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me one of them as a trade for the $150 worth of old gray bricks that I just sent you.
Get out of here! I'll send you. I don't know about that. How about I'll send you something else. How about that?
That's okay.
No, I'm just messing. No, by the way, yeah, I don't know. Some of you guys were here before. He was talking about Andrew was talking about sending me all those old wall pieces, and he actually boxed them up, and they're on their way. So I know you guys are going to try and pester me for them and try and get some free stuff, but I'm holding on to all of those. Get out of here. Those are mine now.
Yeah.
I'll figure out a way to pay you back though, for sure. I'll do a quick video.
I don't care. You know, you're so steadfast to use the old gray that I figured, why not give them to you?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Every time I see those things, makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I know. Now you're gonna get the comment section going again, like you did last time. I don't know if you saw that. People be like, "Wait, what? Old gray? Who doesn't like old gray?"
Not me.
That's awesome. All right. Well, let's see. I had a couple last things about the Forestmen. Yeah.
Shoot. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So apparently there were 19 original Forestmen. I guess that's if you bought all the sets, you get 19 of them because there's not 19 different ones, obviously.
Yeah.
And then there's one Forest Woman, and then I guess they count the CMF Robin Hood as a Forestman in a lot of places, which is fine. So you'd get 21 if you got all of them. If you collected every set, you get one Forest Woman, 19 Forestmen, and then Robin Hood, I guess is who he is from the collectible minifig series.
16.
Sorry, I'm reading a comment. The old gray just discolors so easily. That's fair. I mean, it's really true. I mean, And I was just telling Andrew earlier, I was looking at the old gray parts, and I was like, God dang it, he's growing on me with those new fancy blue-gray pieces because they look so clean, and all the
They
old.
do look clean. They look awesome.
It's hard to find old.
Look at this. Like, look at this. This set right here, it looks brand new.
I understand where you're coming from now. I do. Like, I'm looking at that. It does look like a new set, and if you build it with the old gray, unless you have like a brand new unopened one, it does look a little faded and old. And that's just.
I've actually got some. Let's do an on the video comparison.
Here we go.
Oh man, I gotta get these out of the bag.
We got Danish Space Program coming in with castles aren't clean though. That is a fair point. But I mean, you can build in decay and you can build in those details.
Look at how nasty those pieces look.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally personal preference, really. I see where you're coming from, Andrew, and I do agree.
Oh God, looks like somebody
also
urinated on them.
We got some hate going on with the old gray, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get the hate going. And I know the castles weren't super pristine, but when we're talking about the castles in my Lego collection, they are perfect.
Yeah. No, and
they are not on my shelf.
Right. And I think that's kind of where it comes down to from like a builder's or designer's perspective. You want your bricks that you're using to be a clean, nice looking color, because you can build in, like I was saying a little earlier, you can build in decay, or you can build in like a dirty look with building techniques without having the parts faded or dirty looking. But like either way, I mean, a lot of builders mix old and new gray and use it as a building technique, with old gray as like the darker, more messed up looking bricks.
Yeah, I mean, and some people do it well, and the people that don't do it well, I look at it and I'm like, they need new bricks.
What are we doing? Yeah. Well, because a lot of times it can look like it was just kind of patched together and not used as a technique. There's also a fair amount of people who just use what they have. And I totally understand that because
I agree.
So,
I mean, I agree with that.
No, it's an interesting discussion. I love it. I mean, that's
my thing is, I think what it is, I mean, to be quite honest, I've been collecting all the classic castle stuff for years now, because obviously I went through dark age periods where I'd sold my collection and came back and started buying again.
Yeah.
And I bought the King's Castle off of eBay. I bought a few others off of eBay or wherever, found them on Amazon or whatever, and I'd get them and I'd build them, and the old gray would be like so variation to, like, it wasn't even a consistent old gray. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was completely depressed when I saw that. I was like, this cannot happen.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $190 for an old set. All right, get it in the mail, and then it looks like somebody wiped their ass with it.
Right. Yeah. No, and
not
I agree.
Happening.
And because because they fade. Either they faded differently, or they were stored wrong, or they just pieced it together with different wall pieces they found, and they don't match up because they do fade worse than the light blue gray and the dark blue gray pieces. So I do see where you're coming from. Yeah, you pay a lot of money. It's the same with like getting a messed up sticker sheet from Lego or something. It's like, oh man, I dropped $400 on this big Lego set and the stickers don't line up. It's like, what is that?
Very frustrating.
No, I feel you, man.
From that point, I was like, let me do the math on Bricklink to buy brand new light bluish gray.
Right. And
so I'm saving money, and they look brand new, and it makes me feel great inside my heart to look at a
which
mintish,
is the point.
A mintish Lego set from 1990.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. Lego, that's what Lego's for, right? I mean, that's why we do it. It makes us feel great inside our hearts. So I appreciate that. Yeah. No, that's great. I think you should mix the old light gray. That's, that some people do as well. We talked about that. Does whatever people use on the white bricks work on the gray? People have like curated or restored the white bricks. I would probably guess that it doesn't work that well on the gray, but I haven't looked into what do you call it? Renovating or restoring the gray colors at all.
Small Mox asked about stored wrong. What's the proper way to store Lego? in my history of storing my Legos, I keep them individually bagged as best that I can so that there's not a lot of pressure. I leave a little bit of air in the bags, and I keep them in a dark, cool place, at least 70 degrees or below,
Yeah.
so that there's no flexing. Depending on what I'm storing and how many, I like to use these guys too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, just like the standard little fishing type lure containers, like so that pieces don't get crushed. But
yeah. I mean,
don't ever store anything where it gets hot or it gets sun or
sun is I would say sun is the biggest enemy.
Sun
Everything
is the
else,
worst.
like if you're out of the sun, you're probably mostly good to go unless you have just bins of nicely printed pieces smashing together. That's always kind of painful. But like, sun is your killer. Keep it out of the sun is the #1 tip of all time.
Yeah.
So I think that's really where it comes down.
I mean, I think temperature has a lot to do with it too, because you know, sometimes plastic will expand and contract with the heat. I mean, you can't let a Lego brick get 90 degrees and set that way for 4 months.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
fair. No, you're right. Yeah. I've seen some weird stuff happen when they get exposed to too extreme temperatures. Do they get brittle if they get too cold? I'm not sure about that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say 30 degrees. I said 70 degrees or just below.
No, I was curious. That was going off of your tangent.
But yeah, I would say that they might. I haven't had any problems with them. I mean, I could throw a bag of Legos in the freezer if you want me to, and let you know what happens.
Just don't put a new reddish brown in the freezer because it breaks on its own well enough. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, the dark brown breaks more than that, and the dark red.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's something that people have multiple times addressed, and we haven't seen Lego look at that and really come out and talk about it at all. And I'm not sure they want to even acknowledge it. But it's be nice to see if they could fix that, because that's another problem with the quality issues there. My vintage collection has doubled in price, but don't want to sell on eBay. Might as well hold on to it to prevent from buying back one day. I mean, I hear more regret from people who sold their stuff, and then, I mean, you've had stories like that yourself, Andrew, where you go back in and try and buy a bunch of stuff you had already, spend a whole bunch of money trying to, come back from that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have spent a small fortune in the last 5 years.
Getting back to where you kind of were before.
Yeah, I mean, it started when I was on a date with my now fiance, and we went into Toys R Us for some reason. I don't remember if it was like for something for my daughter or something like that. I was like, hey, let's go down the Lego aisle.
Bring back some memories.
Dude, yeah. All right. So I walk in there, and they had some of the trail end of the Hobbit stuff. The bag end, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I really want this, but if I buy this, this is going to start. You have no idea what's going to start happening.
Yeah.
Right. So I bought it, and then it was like 3 days later, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go get that one, and then that one, and that one, and then that one. And then literally I had everything that Toys R Us had that I wanted. And now I have a separate building from my house that I keep my Legos in, because
I mean, I'm there too, man.
Beyonce won't let me keep them in the house anymore because you got to tiptoe through these little aisles through the house.
Yeah, it doesn't work out. Yeah, there's kids, there's things in the house. Cats. I have a dang cat in my house. He wants to eat it all. Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, no, same. That's a great story though. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you dip in again, it's over, and you knew it. You knew it.
I did.
You went in with full knowledge.
That was in 2014.
Yeah.
So I've been pounding the Legos hard since then, and probably only within the last maybe 4 years I was on Bricklink. Buying on Bricklink. So
yes. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Cool perspectives from the Lego Den. What about cold? Yeah, we just talked about that. I would assume that too cold of temperatures are going to hurt them somehow. And then not in the sun. Yep. Everyone's scared of the sun. It's true. You got to keep them out of the sun. Glad to hear I'm not the only one who is always breaking their reddish brown bricks. Yes. that is a problem. We've all established that pretty.
Yeah, I would say for all those people that are breaking those bricks, just have them on like standby on BrickLink, or if you have a Lego store close to you, whenever a brown piece is in the pick a brick wall, just get a couple containers of whatever parts they have. That's what I've done.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, buying piles of replacement brown might have to be the way we do it until Lego fixes that issue, if they ever do. So
yeah, the funny thing is that the only browns that I really break the most of are the 1x1 round brick.
Is it the tile or the round brick? Yeah, the thing they use the pilings on for the
yeah, the bottom that clips onto the stud always like breaks off like half of it, and then it won't hold to the stud anymore. And it's literally trash after that.
Yeah, it's done.
I have snapped a few plates in half too, like 2x8s and 2x10s and stuff like that. But
how about I've had the brown tile plates, when you pop them back off, sometimes they just stick too hard and a piece of them stays behind, which is really sad. Jason, to pay the cat tax. I have paid the cat tax. I don't want to talk about it. There's some sad things the cat has put some little teeth marks on, so I try to keep it away from it as much as possible now.
The Lego Den is asking if you guys have any dragon sets.
Dragon sets? I mean,
what kind of dragon
you
sets
talking about?
are you talking about?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure.
Are we talking about Dragon Masters?
I've got all the Dragon Masters.
So do I.
I mean, I have quite a few of the dragons, if not most or all of them from, the wizard. He's a wizard. He added wizard, so I'm assuming that would be Magisto from Dragon Masters. Yes.
Can you confirm or deny that, the Lego Den?
And then, what are your guys' favorite pirate sets? Well, now we're getting into pirates.
I mean, I'll share a few of my faves.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to go jump back to the Hobbit real quick, though. I regret not getting some of the Hobbit sets, mainly the dragon set. Yeah, the Smaug set with the big red dragon. That's quite a set.
That came with the Lonely Mountain.
Yeah.
I have two.
The whole haul. I don't have two. I have one.
I have two.
I've got one. Yes, it is a fantastic set, and also a really cool dragon with some very unique features on the wings.
Yeah, that's why I have two.
Yeah, that was
one of the. I posted that early on my Instagram. If you go all the way to the very bottom, it was like probably one of my first 10 posts on my Brick Monarch page.
Yeah,
and it's two of those dragons and one of the other red dragons from one of the follow-up castle themes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got two of those bad boys.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I think the Hobbit, that Lonely Mountain Hobbit set, or is it Durin's what did they call it? Was that what they called it? Lonely Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Lonely Mountain.
That set is probably one of the most underrated Lego sets of that theme.
Lego Den. This is the fire-breathing fortress.
Love it.
With the classic Lego dragon. And Magisto right here.
Magisto, there he is.
And actually, it's funny that you're so persistent about the Dragon Masters, because just like last night or the night before, I sat at my desk at my house and built Magisto's Magical Workshop.
Very cool. Yeah, that was one of the last.
I'm getting ready to build one that has been covered with snow.
Very cool. I love that. That's a great set to do that with.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's gonna look great. Cover this workshop with snow. I love it.
Nobody else has seen them. I know you know that I've got them, but I got a whole bunch of these guys right here.
Cool, man. Oh man, yeah. Lego _fan_UY. Hey guys, loving these lives. I appreciate it. I love having you guys come in and talk to us and have all these great. I mean, honestly, we could have just sat and done questions the whole live stream without.
We probably could have, yeah.
Let's see. How about Mega Bloks dragons? Ha ha. You know what?
Crystal ball.
There he is. Yeah. Yeah, that was before they made the Fright Nights crystal ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the OG crystal ball. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure it's more powerful than Will o' the Witch's crystal ball from Fright Nights. Magisto's. Yeah. He's the OG. I like to think. Okay, we're just bye, Forestmen. That was fun. Listen, okay, so I like to think that Magisto came out of retirement to come up and battle the Fright Knights towards the end of all those old school classic castle times. And like the Royal Knights and Dark Forest, and even both basically them. Those, they couldn't handle the Fright Knights. They were just pouring out all their crazy dark magic and black dragons and just the whole works. And so I think Magisto finally came out of retirement and like battled Will of the Witch on the slopes of the Bat Lord's castle, like Lord of the Rings epicness, and that's how it ended. That's for like sure. What I like to think.
I mean, he was the first.
And I think he would be more powerful. And I think he was like, I feel like he would be like just chilling and be like, these guys.
100%.
These guys.
I mean, those guys that the witch was like keeping around the Fright Knights.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dragon Masters would have eaten them alive.
Yeah. I don't know because they were kind of just a little bit overlapping. And so it's interesting to wonder like what exactly went down there, you know? But I think maybe the Dragon Masters stayed out of it. Like, we're not messing with this. Let them do their thing. And then finally he's like, all right, enough of this. You're done. Get out of here. Get your bats out of here. Yeah, Mega Bloks Dragons. You know, I don't want to get into Mega Bloks because there's lots of hate that goes around that. I would say they had some very, very interesting designs during those mid-2000s times when Lego wasn't really pulling their weight for Castle. And I think they really took the competition there for a while. Yep. They kind of disappeared now. But those Dragon box sets were
since we're talking about Mega Bloks, this is a Mega Block.
Mm-hmm.
It used to look like this. When I find these in bins that I buy, I break them immediately so that no one else can use it ever.
Yeah. I mean, here's the only thing. Well, I don't want to get too crazy into the Mega Bloks. I do think that other brick companies are good for Lego because they bring competition, which forces Lego to do better with their designs and their content and their creativity. So
you're right. And it doesn't necessarily mean I got to buy any of that crap.
No, absolutely not. I just think we need more competition to like really tailor and create better Lego sets and Lego building kits and just brick kits in general that are more interesting and more just better designed things. I think
we've had some pretty cool stuff come out.
We have. I feel like it's kind of coming around a little bit again.
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith in the coming years.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's amazing. Missing the classic dragons. Those classic dragons, you cannot get better than these guys right here. I mean, that's the most classic Lego thing pretty much you can look at.
You know, I've actually rode the classic dragon roller coaster probably 150 times.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, because you basically live at Legoland.
Basically.
Yeah, we got. I agree. Magisto versus Witch power level discussion incoming. Yeah. See, I'm reading the post. I understand. Like I'm scrolling back up to read some of the comments. Crystal Ball, probably rare. You know, I don't know that Crystal Ball is that rare because I think they've re-released the clear head on multiple sets at this point.
But at the time, it was extremely rare.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because I think now even the light lampposts from some of these Christmas sets have them. But at the time, absolutely, that was the piece to get a hold of, for sure.
Yeah.
He said, damn, I had to step out. Did you guys talk about favorite pirates? No, because we're on the
team. No, we didn't. But let's jump into that.
Duking it out.
Let's jump into that real quick.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Favorite pirates. I'll have to like brainstorm my lore a little bit here because there's so many.
Black Sea's Barracuda.
Okay, Black Sea's Barracuda. Favorite pirate ship. Yeah, I like the Skull's Eye Schooner myself.
Dude, the Skull's Eye Schooner was definitely a one-up from the Barracuda.
But Barracuda has the nostalgia.
Yeah, it was like the first pirate ship.
It's the favorite. You can't get better than it.
I came out in the living room on Christmas morning and I said, Santa is the man.
For sure. If he gave you the Barracuda, he is the man. Yeah. I always found, and again, this is part of my draw to odd things or just different things. And so that's where I found the Skull's Eye schooner with the black sails and the green cannon ports and stuff to just really draw me in, and just so obsessed with that shit.
Yeah, that was super awesome.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. I can't get the ages right, okay? But my brother is about 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
So the year that I asked for the Black Seas Barracuda, like, he could barely walk around the house.
Right.
But I insistently told my parents that he wanted the Eldorado Fortress. Okay?
Okay.
He got the Eldorado Fortress.
And you got the Black Seas Barracuda.
And I got the Black Seas Barracuda. Now, when he got that Eldorado Fortress, it was automatically, by default, mine because I was twice his size.
Right.
Okay?
So, like, sorry,
and I
buddy.
had the two first pirate sets that were released. And if I'm not mistaken, that was in 89.
I don't remember. I'm terrible with remembering dates and such, so that's why when we do these lives, I actually scribble some notes down, because I'm just like, I don't remember. I've read it 100 times, but once I'm like 89, 99, 96, I don't remember. But yeah, it was around that time because that's when the Barracuda came out. Yeah, Skull Island. Someone said Skull Island on the comments. Skull Island.
That was a good one.
It's again kind of one of those unique ones. It's got the red. That's the one with the crane on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a cool set. That
came on the full base plate, the full blue base plate.
Yes.
And it had the little pier that came out.
Yeah.
On the one side.
Funky hanging off the tree, and it had
that was a cool set, man.
Cool table with the weapons hiding under it that you could pop open. Yeah.
Yeah, another really good one was the Islanders, the Enchanted Island.
Yep. Enchanted Island is incredible.
That was badass.
It was amazing. I got the re-release. My brother and I split the price, and we both bought it together because we were, we didn't have a ton of money as kids. And so we're like, all right, pirates, like Islanders. They re-released it in 2002, I think. Was it 2002? It was around that time.
I had the original.
You had the original, yeah. Well, we didn't get a hold of the original, but it was one that I always thought was so cool, and we finally got a hold of it together. So
yeah, you know what? I really thought, the nostalgia level hit like 1,000, right? When I built Barracuda Bay.
Yeah.
And realized that the Islander thing was like in the sand. I was like, dude, this is so great.
It's unreal. That was unreal. Yeah, and also just the artwork in the instruction book was really cool too, because it had a very old school feel. Yeah. The crystal ball is rare because Lego changed the head molds. That is true. I don't know quite what the crystal ball from Magisto's looks like as opposed to some of the newer heads. It doesn't have a solid stud on top, does it? I'm not. You're reading a comment.
I was. I'm sorry.
The crystal ball. He was saying that the head mold has changed over the years. So does it have a hollow stud on top? I think it does, but they've changed it around several times. So it could be. I'm not sure how to distinguish it though.
So this one doesn't have like a full stud on it, but you cannot go through it.
Oh,
there's no hole through it.
Okay, yeah. So those ones probably are extremely rare. Then you're right. That's a good. Yeah, that's a very good.
This is not the standard minifig one.
Yeah. So that's a great observation. Small mocks. Yeah. Good call there. Literally sitting here piecing together 4 different pirate ships right now. Yeah. Rebuilding Barracuda Bay. Yep. And the Creator 3-in-1. Absolutely. Volcano Island was a fun one a little later.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Wasn't that a little later in the series?
Yeah, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was a smaller set.
Yeah, it is. It's the one with the dead conquistador inside that flies out the top. Yeah, that was a good one. Here, let me show you something. One sec.
The Lego Den, I'm not sure where the yellow came from on the Falcon shields. That didn't make any sense at all to me. And to be quite honest, they're kind of rare and kind of expensive. So nice. The Eldorado Fortress.
Yeah. So this is the Eldorado Fortress. Read it and weep. This is one of my prized possessions there. My wife actually got it for our wedding. So I apparently married the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually haven't had this around for very long. This is a newer one for me to have. So yeah, and then I got my extra soldiers here that I'm working on. Got some extra blue coats here, and I have about 40 or 50 more of those hiding somewhere else.
And you see this, what you're showing me now,
yeah,
is why you are trailing me in the castle.
What are you talking about?
You're spreading the love across too many factions.
I'm yeah. No, I mean, you're probably right. I don't have as much as the old castle stuff, but I've got piles of like late 90s and then a bunch of the other stuff that came before. But the old stuff I would say is still the best. So
now, let me show you something really quick. Like just so that you understand. See this box right here?
Yes. Yeah.
This box, this tub, right, is all light bluish gray. This is like 200 1x8s in light bluish gray that are brand new.
Yeah.
All of them. I just got. They're all bagged by what they are.
Yeah.
They're all just brand new pieces, just piles and piles of them. So when it comes to putting together pieces,
right, I
just get this guy out right here and pull all the light bluish gray out that I need, complete it, without any kind of effort.
That's
so
awesome.
once I complete everything, I'll still have pieces to build custom builds as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you have enough there to definitely do that. Yeah, which is always fun. You build all the sets from all the themes, and then you start adding your own, and that's where it gets really fun. Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple good comments here. Do you guys have any favorite Bricklink stores for castle figs or pieces? I don't know if you know of any or.
Well, the thing about that is like when I find a store that has what I want,
he just takes it all.
I buy all of it. So
yeah,
there's a few out there. There's a couple of them out there that are extremely expensive.
Yeah,
like where we're talking like minifigs, like basic minifigs are like $7-8 when I can find stores and find, minifigs for $3.
Sure.
And these are classics too, and for pretty good condition to be honest. Yeah. But there are some out there that are very proud of what they have. And I've even messaged them a couple times and said, yo, if I buy all these, can you come down on the price?
Yeah.
I literally had somebody say, you know what? No, I think the price is good where it is. And then I double checked my bag. I was like, you know what? I didn't need your minifigs anyway. Good luck.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
And there you go. That's the glory of the, what do you call it? The free market. You can set your price. If people don't want it, they move on. And that's fair. That's totally fair. So I understand where you're coming from. I have talked to people who have, negotiated on Bricklink or eBay, and they have come down and said, like, yeah, if you buy all these, I'll throw them in for this price. So that's great. But, if they don't, move on. Find somewhere else.
It was worth a shot. I was trying to get a couple of extra Dark Forestmen, but I realized that I had them all, and I didn't need any more to complete it. So
there you go. It's nice to have some extras, though. I'm sure you do, lying around.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the extra Dark Forestmen 3 and 4. But the 1 and 2, I got 2 from the Hemlock Stronghold and 2 from the Dark Forest Fortress, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
They wanted like $70 for them, like each one.
Really?
And I'm like,
oh no, no way, dude. I've got a handful of the Dark Foresters lying around that I haven't put together and put in the set yet, but because I got them on random things. But yeah, that's too much. We got Robbie Duck 12 coming in. Red coats are way better than blue coats. What are you trying to start a war here? Come on, man.
Well, technically he's right, because the blue coats were technically settlers.
Yeah, I always considered them.
And the red ones were the Imperial Guard.
Right. Yeah, I always considered the blue coats to be French because they had the fleur-de-lis on their flags. They're the French soldiers, and the British were the red guys.
Yeah, but the French didn't settle in France. The French were already in France, right? So I looked at them like they were the people that were trying to break away from the Imperial, in America.
Oh.
And the redcoats would come over and be like, "Yo, the redcoats are coming," and then we get into this whole like American history thing, right?
I see. Okay.
While they're being attacked by pirates when they're doing the triangular trade.
Right. Right. Well, and like they are called settlers on the boxes.
They are.
The governor. There's a governor.
Yeah.
You know? And isn't the redcoats one called an admiral, not a governor? Yeah, it's Governor Broadside, and I don't remember what Admiral Woodhouse, I believe, is the red one.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's what I always thought. I was like, these are like the Americans settling over here, trying to break away from the British.
He says, yeah, redcoats are the good guys. Get out. Sure, we'll go with that. You know, I have a ton of redcoats too, and I have a ton of the reboots from the 2000s of both colors. But yeah, I think I thought the blue coats were really cool, probably because they were just older and I didn't have that many at the time. But
the sad thing about them is I mean, they had a couple little sets, but they had a dinky little ship. The Caribbean Clipper was their ship.
I was bummed.
I mean,
they needed
that was awful.
Yeah. Well, and now we're all in the pirates conversation, but
I know.
It's fine. But like same with the Armada. I was so disappointed with the lack of sets and the ship in the Armada. I love the Armada flagship, but it's so small, and it's hard to get the figures. Like, it's kind of a bummer that faction kind of was at the end of pirates for that time era, and we didn't really ever see them come back at all. And it's a sad time. Hang on one second.
Okay, see you later, Jason.
I'm out. Here we go.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
It's a cool ship. It's just very small. But yeah, I have this guy sitting around. I just wanted to pull that out, do a little flexing. You know, that's what we're doing here. That's what it's part. Oh, is this the only ship that came with a green cannon base? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think so.
People hate on me because I did a couple builds.
I don't know. The Renegade Runner came with some green in it too. I can't remember where it was placed, but it was a little tiny pirate ship.
I remember the Renegade Runner. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out with the Skull's Eye schooner. It was like the little sister ship.
Did it have a blue cannon base?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Flex on, yeah. Thanks, Super Lego Dad. He says we have the best backgrounds for our lives. Thank you. Yes, I mean, mine was made better by some of Brick Monarch's cool artwork that you can get on his store. We haven't really done too much promoting of the store on this live stream. We did a whole bunch on the last one, but he's got some cool stuff. I've got a video. You can check all of that out. So Brick Monarch shop is where I got the cool big Imperial flag and the wolf pack and the shirt. So I would definitely encourage you guys to pop over there and take a look. And yeah, that's what
a lot of people have.
That's what, dude, right before I jumped on, I saw someone post a bunch of your merch and was thanking the Brick Monarch shop and how cool all that.
Yeah. That's Brian. He's just outside of St. Louis.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. He's always building stuff. He's got that little toy factory on Lego Ideas right now.
Okay. I don't know.
It's a really cool build. If you don't know, then you're not following Instagram close enough. You need to do better.
Yeah. I may have. Oh, wait. Is it a bigger build?
It's.
Okay.
I don't know. It's two floors. It got some elves. It's called the Toy Factory.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's a good one. Yeah. Check that out. What is his name?
His name's Brian. It's like STL Bricks or something like that.
Well, shout out. Go check his stuff out. That sounds awesome. And he's supporting Brick Monarch Shop. He's supporting us. So that's really cool. Yeah, Super Lego. I just talked to Super Lego Dad not too long ago about Skull's Eye Schooner, I believe. And he said, yeah, Skull's Eye Schooner was the ship I have. I want to order a Lego sign. Yes, you should. It's good stuff. And the Skull's Eye Schooner is fantastic. STL Bricks. Is that the guy we're talking about?
Yeah, that's him.
Awesome. Go check him out, guys.
Yeah, he's always doing some fun creative stuff.
Any suggestions on how to create vintage backgrounds similar to what we see on classic boxes? Photoshop.
Photoshop, or you could go to the craft store and get you a bunch of construction paper, because that's about the quality of the backgrounds back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually seen some people do it. And if you like that aesthetic, that actually works really well.
Yeah.
That's similar, like you said, to what they kind of did back then. So, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Construction paper or, Photoshop. I mean, honestly, you could even do it on paint because it's so simple. Just the little hills and the yellow sky, and you're good to go. Yeah, I put a little more detail into some of mine. I mess around with some stuff, and then I know
I put a little bit more detail in mine.
You definitely go a little harder on your background.
I Photoshop real dirt in there.
Yes, you do. But he was asking about vintage backgrounds.
I know.
That's how you would do a vintage background.
Yeah.
Both good suggestions. Definitely I've seen some great construction paper ones. People really like doing that. So, all right, I'm gonna move this ship. 1 second. I'm just gonna dip out here. I'm back. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the Woodsman, because we both messed around a little bit with them. We call them the Woodsman. I've even seen people call them birch people, which is pretty funny.
Birch people?
Birch people, but
yeah.
I've done 2 builds, and then you did a really nice shot of the figures for your Instagram. And they're the gray Forestmen with the little gray hats. And I like to think of, I called them the Woodsman, and there they are. Yep, I don't really have any built. But I just thought it was a cool idea, and so they've been picking up a little bit on Instagram, and people have been really excited about them. So if you like the gray Forestmen, check out my page, because I've got a build I just did for them, and you can kind of see what my imagining of what their kingdom might look like in the Lego Castle world. So that's kind of, I guess, all I wanted to say about those guys. I just think they're really...
It is cool. They are cool.
They are
hard to find parts, though.
Yeah, because it's the peasant, the gray peasant, and then the gray hat from that $200 city set.
Yeah, and, I mean, I've bought at least 30 of the gray peasant piece body part from Bricklink, so I'm not sure how many's out there left. I bought the ones with the highest quantities, so.
I think you probably drove the price up on them, thanks.
It is what it is, man. I got what I needed.
Nice. Okay, well.
I have the equivalent in Birchwood Woodsman, right? Birch Woodsman.
Yeah.
As the same amount that I have in the regular Forestman.
Right.
At this point.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so now they're like, I would say they're probably friends. I don't see them.
They're definitely friends.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know if you read my post on the one I just did, but in my lore, they're really quite a bit outside the main kingdom. Whereas
yeah.
The Forestmen feel
I actually have named this guy right here in my post. I have named this guy Graybeard.
Graybeard, nice. I like it. That's great.
So he's like the old wise leader of the.
He could have even maybe been like Robin Hood's mentor.
Could have.
Yeah.
But he liked the birch forest better than.
Yeah. Well, I think it's his retirement area, right?
Yeah, he's going gray. He likes the gray trees.
There you go. Well, yeah, and I think, I feel like the Forestmen get the hammer of the Crusaders pretty hard, and they're really in conflict with them a lot. But the Gray Men are kind of on the borders, so they're out further away, and they'll mess with anybody that comes with them, but they're not going out messing too much with other people. They kind of live their own life in the birch woods. So that's kind of our lore for those guys. Well, we're on to an hour and a half here, so I'm probably going to wrap it up.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun to talk, and it's been really, really, really great to have so much feedback this time around with all of the great comments and questions. So that's been really cool. What's the difference between your shirts? You got the original, and I got the 3rd generation from Blacksmith Shop. So that's the difference there. Ordered Forestmen last week. Now I need to get a few Wolfpack men. Yes, you do. Absolutely, I agree with that. I'm going to throw in one last fact about the Forestmen, and then we'll probably call it. They had 2 crossovers. They showed up in the Dungeon Hunters, which we talked about last time, one of my favorite sets. And he was just the prisoner running away from the little Dungeon Hunters.
Yep.
Which is an interesting concept, making the Crusaders really obviously hunting them down. Like, they were done at that point. They're like, you're out, we're going after you. So that was cool. And then the Castle minifigures set, which had all of those, dude, the peasant, the woods, the forestmen.
Yeah, I think there was actually two of them that had. Well, one of them maybe had Woodsman, and then the other one had some more of the classics. But yeah, I don't think. Did you include those in your account as all the Forestmen and minifigs and dungeon hunters?
I don't think so. No, so that might, because I think that a number came from the available sets that were labeled as Forestman sets. So technically, yeah, that's 2 in the minifigs and 1 more for the dungeon hunters.
Yeah.
So add those to the count if you need to feel like you got to collect all of them. And then a random fact, they did appear in the Lego Racers game from the late 90s. I don't remember when, but one of the Forestmen was in that game, which I did enjoy playing a lot with my brother at the time.
That is odd. I did not know that.
Yeah. So there you go. A little bit of facts dropping at the end there to kind of bring it all the way back around to Forestmen. And yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We got some nice little comments at the end for saying goodbye. Really appreciate what you're doing. Can't wait to get to Black Knights. It's coming up. Ooh, do you want to decide what we want to do for next time?
Yeah, what should we do?
We got, I would say let's shoot for Black Knights or Black Falcons, because those are kind of in the same time frame we're working out of. So I know Black Knights is like huge, but let's wait. Let's do Black Falcons.
Okay.
Let's do Falcons, and then we'll get like a great Black Knights post, and we'll do a whole live just about the Black Knights, because there's so much there.
I mean, yeah, if I'm going to put all the sets together, I need some more time for that.
All right, so
because we're talking about Black Monarchs, we're talking Dungeon Masters, we're talking the Knight Stronghold, and then boats, all kinds of boats.
Yeah,
little boats,
had a couple
boats.
little ones, and then they had the Sea Serpent. So
yeah.
All right. It's been fun. It's been fun to listen to. You guys are great. Love hearing discussions about classic castle pirates and more. Thank you. Absolutely, guys. I mean, it's been super fun. We love talking about this stuff, obviously. And we're going to be.
So yeah, the Falcons. The Falcons is what it is. Classic Black Falcons.
So in about 2 weeks, we'll be talking.
It'll be on Monday, 2 weeks from now.
We'll be talking all about the Black Falcons.
Oh yeah, and well, I wanted to mention one thing: the giveaway for Bloks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is that still going on?
It is still going on. We are going to stop the submissions for the giveaway on Thursday, probably midday on Thursday this week.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do, we've decided that we're just going to screenshot all of the comments on the post on both pages.
Yeah.
And we're going to clip them up, and we're going to throw them all in a bucket. And I'm literally going to hand draw them out and announce that live. I want to say we set a time at 7 p.m. this next Friday coming. That's
awesome. Well, I'm really excited. I promoted it a couple times, or at least once, on my page, and it seemed like you were getting a lot of love for that giveaway.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that went in there and commented twice and put several other people in there.
Nice.
So that was good.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna be looking forward to that live giveaway next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday night. I'll be in the shop, and I'm gonna literally draw a name out of a bucket.
Awesome. Well, I will help you promote that. Just let me know when that happens. You get a graphic up there. I'll throw it all over my Instagram. So let's do it.
Thank you.
All right, man. It was
guys.
It was way too much fun talking to you. And
I know.
We'll have another
way
live.
Too many long conversations. We could probably talk for 4 days straight.
I mean, it really is. And, when you try and throw in the comments, the people throw in pirates, then we're back into that's a whole nother podcast or another live stream, which we will be getting into pirates too. We've got infinite amounts of content to talk about. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you guys again soon.
Absolutely. Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you later, Andrew.
See you, buddy.
All right. See you later, guys.